Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome back to Walla Zabareska for the Triple Threat Challenge. We're on episode number 21, believe it or not, and we've moved on to the 1st of July, so that means we're in harvest time, and boy do we have some work to do today. We have 4 fields we need to get harvested. We have 38, which is wheat. Our grass doesn't need to be done straight away, but that's ready as well. We have number 66, which I think is oats. Am I right? Oats, yeah. And then we have, maybe it's only 3 fields we have. Hey, even better. We'll get through that. That's oats as well. We have 2 oat fields and, oh no, I knew there was another one hiding there somewhere. And we have barley in that one there. So we do have 4 fields to get done. And we've got to get it done, get it into the grain mill. Going to be busy enough now today. Just get everything done. What I'm going to do is, I haven't even checked the weather forecast. Would you believe it? I've moved on. No rain forecast for today. What we're going to do is we're going to get the crops done. It doesn't really matter which one we do first. I suppose we will go left, right, we'll go straight. We'll do the wheat first. We'll get the wheat done first, and then we will... Oh, there's nothing in that field. That's great. That's harvested already. We can use their field to park in. I think this is one of the fields we have to buy, 109, as far as I remember. We have to buy that field. I think that's the next one on the cards, and it's expensive enough. So, the challenge is going really well. The grain mill is out, though. We haven't got any left in it. We've burned through everything, more or less. The only thing we have is millet, and it's making millet groats, which is a bit slower, but they're worth a lot more money. So I don't really mind that. We let it work away. When you consider we hadn't got the grain mill when we done the harvest last year, so it's working through since we put it down, which wasn't that long ago. So that's why there's still plenty left there to use up, and we will work through that. Now I'm hoping with the crops we have when we get them in, we're going to have enough to keep the mill going substantially longer. Press the wrong button. Press the shoulder pad as well as the unfold button, which doesn't work very well. Why didn't I park it there? Anyway, we do things like that. Yeah, just keep the mill ticking over as best as possible. Get as much money in as possible. The usual, progress. I'd like to have 250,000 in the bank when January comes around. So if it does give us the option to pay the loan off, well then maybe we can consider doing that, jumping in and actually paying the loan off. Not necessarily that we need to. You know what, I'm already thinking that far ahead, that say if it tells me no, I can't pay it off, and then it tells me to take another 100 grand, well then that would mean I have 350,000 in the bank. And the reason I'm thinking that way, that might be a bad thing, is not because of the fields and everything else. It's because 2 of our crops next year require the cotton harvester. The way I've done my crop rotation, one has lavender and one has cotton. Now you need to on this map to harvest the cotton or the lavender, you need the cotton harvester, and I'll just show you briefly. Like, even I know it's not part of the challenge, but where are we? Cotton, we're gone past it. See, I'm not used to going into the cotton at all, so that's why. Here we go. The cheapest of them, which is the modded one, it'll come up, that one there. Cheapest one is 485,000. Now, I'm willing to give myself, that'll do the lavender. The other ones won't. They'll all only do cotton, except for the modded one. I'm willing to, if I have the money, I will buy it, take the hit when I'm reselling it then, because it's going to drop in price. Because these crops weren't part of the original part of the challenge anyway, I was considering the possibility of actually leasing it, because even to lease that, like, I mean, let's just jump back in there just to see. if we were to lease, how did I end up back here? I must have scrolled down one or two. There we go. Like, even if you're to lease that, like, do not have enough money. Won't even tell me how much it is, but I know it's a crazy amount of money just to lease it. And I'll never get that money back off the field, if you know what I mean. We're not going to get it back from two small fields here, one with lavender and one with cotton in it. But moving forward, I'd like to think that maybe I might do cotton or lavender again in a bigger field after the crop rotation is done on the fields I'm doing. Plus, when we hit 10 fields, which is our 6 flax fields that we have to buy, which was the crop I got in the challenge, and then my additional challenge, I ended up with 4 millet fields. So when we have them 10 fields purchased, there's nothing to stop me buying another field and a big field that I could put cotton or lavender into or whatever, if it is profitable, which I'm sure it probably is. And doing it that way, you know, if I have the equipment and I can buy it for 485,000, I'm gonna make use out of it. I'm not gonna just use it once and then park it there. I think that's what puts a lot of people off doing cotton, because the equipment is so expensive. But if you jump in and you say do the massive big field the other side of the farm here, say you do this field 113, if you're to do that in cotton or lavender, well then you'd have a decent yield from it, so you make really good money from it. But anyway, that's kind of speculating too far ahead. Most important thing now is to get these crops off the field, and then I'll get them baled up after, get the straw in. And of course, I get the grain as I fill the trailer. I could do it putting the, as I call them, the greedy boards on the side of the bunning trailer. And it's struggling going across the stack. Why is that? Normally doesn't. Okay, we have a half line here. I'll tell you what, we'll do this first. Oh yeah, I could see it was coming up there in the other. We'll do this first and we'll get that after. We'll get the grain up to the grain mill. The bunning trailer, I know I have problems with it on certain crops. You can't put into it. One of them being red beets. It won't go into the trailer. I had that before on Kinleg, and I had it on recently on the Hamlet, an episode which is coming up later this week, where I had the trailer and I couldn't put any red beets into it. So it's missing a crop, if you know what I mean. The mod for it is missing a crop, and that's a joint mod. It's not a third party mod. It's part of what came out with the Kinleg pack. So as we all know, John can get some things wrong. Someone forgot to add the red beet in, and I suppose it's not something that people would kick up enough of a fuss about for them to go, oh, we better put the red beet in on that tray. They're doing so many other things, I suppose. It's probably one of the last things on their mind would be something as small as that, but it's probably just the one crop that's not actually on it. You know what, let's while we're talking again, I'm wandering here, let's go into the trailers and just see, is it on all the bunning trailers? Just coincidence, or is it just something with that particular trailer? That's not the bunny one. There we go. It shows red beet. This is the one, and it shows red beet. It wouldn't work. I couldn't put red beet into it. No, it wouldn't work. I had to lease a trailer. I was trying to be smart and use the trailer from a contract, because I only have a really small trailer on the Hamlet, and then at the end of the day, it cost me $1,000 to lease a 25 1,000 litre trailer to do. I think it was 3 contracts, so I wasn't thinking. Anyway, this map we can't lease in this challenge. That's why I kind of have my sights set on maybe buying the harvester, the cotton harvester. we'll cross that bridge. That's next year's harvest. We haven't even got this one done yet, and here I am worried about the one that's coming in 12 months' time. Anyway, rambled on for 10 minutes now, just to bring you up to speed on what's going on. I'm going to get stuck in and just get these 4 fields all harvested and into the grain mill, and I'll bring you back in then. Right, first load of year 4 harvest going into the mill, and we can reactivate the wheat. Then we were out of barley, but we'll have barley soon enough. Start the wheat and storing. There you go. I've still got more. Couldn't fit all in the one trailer, so decent enough yield off that field. I never thought of clearing the yield map before I actually started the harvest. I wasn't paying attention to what was coming up, but we done everything to the field, limed it, mulched it, everything we could. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, I'll get the rest of the wheat out of the combine, get it up there and get the combine moved over to the barley field. Yeah, today I haven't used AI workers at all, and I'm going to keep it going for as long as I can. There will come a time where it's not going to be possible. There's just going to be too much work to do, and I worry about that. There's a nice big field of flax. It'd be nice if we could take that now and get that into the oil mill, but even if I could buy it, we're not keeping the crops on the fields. We're ploughing and starting from scratch. Okay, I'll carry on. Okay, just delivering the oats from the second oat field. I think I can call that a successful harvest. 4 fields are done. Wheat field, 25,799 litres. Barley field, 35,893 litres. And the combined total for the 2 oat fields was 27,972. Give a grand total of 89,644 litres. Not bad going. Now, I've accepted 3 contracts: ploughing contract, spelt harvest and a baling contract. Primarily just to give me something different to do. But before I do them, I'm going to get the straw baled up on these fields and get them cleared, and then have a look at the crops which have to go into them. None of them go in until next year, so I'm mulling over what can I put in them this time instead of just oilseed radish. And I've come up with something, and I have to think about it long and hard. It involves a lot of work, but it could involve a lot of money, so I'll have a think about while I'm doing my baling and bale collecting and everything else that needs to be done. I'm gonna get my own fields cleared before I do the contracts. But I have to say that has been a fairly successful harvest. We still have the 2 millet fields to go. The 2 or 3. Look at my list. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 millet and 1 flax field to go. The only disappointing thing is we've only 1 flax field, which is to go into the oil mill. So the oil mill's not going to be that busy this year, but we can't sell it anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's just, it would be nice to have more to go into it, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, I'll get this back to the yard. I'll get the baler loaded up, and I'll go and get these fields all baled up. Yeah, this down here, there's a road that leads back to the yard. So I planted a tree, this tree here, to remind me where the turn is, because I keep going past it. I still keep going past it every time. The other one, the next turn, is easier to see. Every time I go past it. I should have put a different tree in, something that was blatantly obvious when I got there, that this is your turn. Whereas that one kind of just blends in. Anyway, there you go. The other thing too, I'll just do a drive-by. We've loads of products to sell, and look at the amount of milk we have. We have loads of goat milk. And I didn't check that we get new goats this time. Let's see. Let's just check on our goats. Doesn't tell me what we have overall. From there, I don't know whether we've new goats again. Let's check our water. 450 we have. So the pen's nearly full. The only downside is I have to keep checking on the water all the time with them, because it runs out with so many in it. Okay, I'm going to get the baler and get going. I don't know where my New Holland tractor is. Where is the New Holland? No, it's beside the water. Okay, I'll get stuck into this. I'll talk to you in a little bit. This is the last, the baling, the last field, the fourth field out of the lot. And we'll see how many bales we got. I've narrows on the tractor, baling. I'll tell you why I put them on, because we're getting a lot of stubble destruction on this map. I just wanted to see whether the narrows would cause it. They don't. I just put them on for the first and left them on. Because I noticed that you can see all the tracks from the tractor driving up to the combine and everything. It's very real. Okay, how many bales are we going to get? Let's see. What we got? I don't know, that one is almost full. 46 bales, that's not bad going. Right, I'm going to get these picked up. And then probably do the harvest contract first before I do anything else. Okay, I can lift the speed back up. Here we go. That's better. Just collecting the bales, and I noticed that the milk spawn point was nearly full, so I said I better sell it. So let's see what we get. This is the most I've ever sold in one go. Now, I didn't even look at the price because we're not really keeping it on the top of the market. We're just selling when it's ready. We have 450 goats now, so I don't know how many are producing milk. Quite a few from the looks of it. 21,692 plus 2,083. So we've 23,770 something. Okay, no, I just took the bales off the first two fields, and passing by to go into the shed, I realised that there was only one spawn spot left on the place for the milk, so I didn't want it to run out and not be able to spawn it, so might as well get rid of it. There you go, balance gone up. Baling contract is done as well. So just get these bales in and then probably do the harvest contract next, because I left the combine down here anyway. Here it is, parked over in the field. Okay, let me get these off the field and see will I do the harvest contract next. Straight into field prep and mulching the fields. I'm going to just do this, and I'll do the contracts after. There's no issues with the weather from what I can see until the last day of the month, so yeah, that can change, but the only thing we're looking at is that harvest contract. Maybe I should just do that when I get this field done. Yeah, I just wanted to see, I was curious to see, am I getting a mulch state? And I am, this time. It's really weird if you've seen the last couple of episodes, sometimes getting no mulch state whatsoever. For some reason, don't know why. Maybe it's down to the crop. They were grain crops. Yeah. Yeah, I might just get this one done and then just go do the harvest. Since the combine's over there, the field is actually over beside the vehicle dealership. I've done harvest on it before. It won't take long. I was just curious what mulch state I was going to get, so I just said, oh here, let's just try it in this field and see. So there you go, it's working. I got 2 of the fields mulched. I'm just going to get these contracts out of the way, just so they're not hanging there. And yeah, we should get a little bit of a yield off this, not an awful lot. But yeah, it's good. I actually enjoy harvesting quite a bit, so if I had decent fields, like if number 112, I know 112, 122, I think it is, the big field, that came up as a harvesting contract, I'd be on it straight away. It's millet, so that'll be in October before that's ready to be harvested, but I definitely would do it straight away. I just like the combine. It's like just like the work. But yeah, it doesn't take long. Will I make a lap of the field? Probably will. Although it doesn't matter, I can drive through this field, it's not mine. So there's no crop destruction on it. So yeah, I've 2 of the fields mulched. I'm going to do the other 2 then when this is done. I'll sell the products. I have a plan. I'll unveil the plan when I'm actually doing it. All 4 of those fields, the crops going into them can't be sown until next spring. So it means the fields are going to lie idle, but I'm not letting them lie idle. I'm not just going to put oilseed radish into the meter. I'll do something a little bit different. Oh, we lifted it. I'm forever doing that. I had to put on the forward motion, locking in the cruise control. Didn't work. Anyway, I'll get this done and in the trailer, and then we'll move on to get the ploughing contract out of the way. Just knocking out this ploughing contract. I finished the harvest contract. I sold the seed bonus. I got about €900 for it. I reckon there was no point in bringing it up and putting it in the mill. We've no other spelt in there. It'd just sit there. Wouldn't be able to make a full pallet anyway, so there was no point. Yeah, just going to get this out of the way, and then we're going to proceed on, finish off the last 2 fields with the mulching, and then put the game plan into operation that I have. Just something I want to do. The other thing I'm thinking of is I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, just going to get the oh yeah, I have to do the hay. That's what it is. Or not the hay, the grass field. Grass field needs to be done. We're only baling up grass bales. So to keep an eye on the goats now, because there's 450 in there now. I don't mind, the grass bales can be stacked in the intake, and that's okay. They will take it in as they need it, but the water is another thing. Now, because I have room on either end of this field, I'm just going to go top to bottom. I'm going to cut out having to do the headland completely. Just makes it a bit quicker than making all the turns on the headlands and that at the end. So yeah, just going to keep an eye on them for the water, because they will go through it fairly quick. So that's why it's best I'm running 3-day months anyway, because then it's, if I was running a full day, they probably wouldn't have enough water in it when you sleep overnight, and they probably run out. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it anyway. Anyway, this will take a little bit of time. I haven't upgraded the plough yet. Not quite sure whether I'm going to or not go with a subsoiler type plough. We'll stick with this for now. Okay, that's the contracts all wrapped up. Let's collect. Now, money's gone up to 62. Just over it. We got 18,553 for the contracts. And all of a sudden the field is finished. Okay, I'm going to sell the products we have now and just building this money up. We can't afford the next field yet anyway. The next field is too expensive. Next field on the list is... No, I tell a lie. The next field is only 29,000. But the field after that is 102. Actually, the field after that is the one we're in. So this is going to be 2 fields off. We have to buy one more before this one. This is 29 or 102,000. So yeah, I know we're early in the month, but I'm just going to sell off. There's a lot of flour sitting up at the mill, and there's greenhouse products there as well from last month that we didn't sell off. So just going to get all of them sold. I'm going to bring this back and get it washed and put away, and then I'll get the trailer and get up to the mill and get that flour out of there first. So let's see what we have when we sell everything. Just bringing you back at the end of the day, just reloading the fertiliser into the spreader. We have been putting down lime on the fields. We mulched. We done the hay. I'd say the grass, we turned it into hay this time. Just decided I'll do the extra one in case we have anything we need to sell at the end of the year, or we can sell at the end of the year. We're not going to use it all. Better off in hay just for one run around the field. 5 loads of lime we used between all the fields, which I suppose isn't that bad when you consider, like, these are liftable pallets and really strong. Look, I forgot I had a half a pallet on the shelves, but whatever. So we've everything done. It's the wrong way around. We've everything done that we wanted to get done. We've our contract money collected. We've our materials sold. I don't know what we have in the stock check. It's showing us, of course, it's showing us the hay there now. Look at the value of the hay. That's just what we collected. It's worth 10,000 now. When you look at the grass we have, like, it's worth nothing really. There's a lot more. Well, I suppose there isn't a lot more grass in there, litre wise. Just seems like there is. Do we have anything to sell? We probably have goat milk. That's about it. So first day of July, done and dusted. Everything taken care of. Now, fields we've harvested, all the mulched ones, 103, 112, 38 and 43. Now crops, next crops to go into this, I have my trusty list here. So in 43, the next crop is sugar beet. Now that's not until next year as well. Therein lies a problem harvesting it, but we'll get there. Then we have 38. This is where it gets interesting. Poppies is okay, but when we move on to 112, the next crop in there is lavender, which means we need the harvester. And then we move down to 103. The next crop we have gone into, 103 is the cream is 66. Where's 66? 66 is cotton. So we need the harvester to do both of them. So that's why I was saying I hope I have the money to do that. But none of these can be planted until next year. Now, I know I have a crop rotation list, but that doesn't mean I can't put something else in besides just putting in a cover crop or that. Now, there's not much choice of crops that can go in at this time of the year, but I have picked something out. And I will bring you back in a little bit when I get set up for that. We'll move on to the second day of July, and you'll probably think I'm mad when you see what I'm putting in. Okay, we're in July 2nd, and yeah, I'm on the field with a cultivator. So I can't put a crop in unless I cultivate the field, so that means I'm not using a direct drill. So what could I possibly be putting in? There's only one crop we can put in at this time of the year. Let's jump onto the calendar. And that is good old carrots. And we'll make some profit out of it. There's nothing else there that's not a cover crop that will give us anything this year. So silage maize is the only thing. No, I'm not doing that. Anyway, yeah, putting carrots in, going double crop. And then we'll have the field cleared by the time it comes around to putting next year's crops in. And who knows how much money we're going to have, because by the time these are coming out of the ground, carrots will almost be at their peak, which is in December. These will be coming out in November. So it makes sense to double crop the land, make as much as I can out of it. And progress on the triple threat challenge in every way possible to make as much money as possible. And hopefully then when it comes around to rolling that dice in January, if it tells me I can repay and I have 250 in the bank, it's gone. I will get rid of the loan because it just makes more sense now with everything I have, because I'm just going to keep making money. If the loan was gone, then it would make more sense. So might as well do this. Like, even if I only make, say, 70, 80 grand out of doing these fields, it's still 70, 80 grand more than I would if I just let it sit with Oilseed Radish in it or whatever, you know. So that's what I'm kind of thinking anyway. So that's the plan. Double crop the fields, get as much value out of them as we possibly can. And just keep progressing, moving forward all the time. I'll have to get the harvester, but I don't mind that, because the one I use quite a bit, this one here, the Armour Salmon, I've used this a lot. I know it's slow going, but it does the trick. It really does. On a field like this, you probably have to divide it in half, because you're not going to get up and down without having to empty it. So you kind of do it in half and then have the trailer in the middle, so you're not going miles to empty each time. I've done it before. It's just going to take a bit of time when it's been harvested. But you know what? I just say I'm up first. I'm up for pushing it and making as much money as we can going forward. And if the dice rolls the wrong way and we don't get to pay back the loan, we'll have the spinnery, we'll have probably the rest of the fields we need to buy as well. And we'll be very close to completing the first part of the 3 threats. We haven't had the fields and haven't had the crop in them and harvested next year. So, yeah, look, it's not, the challenge itself is not going to be finished in another year in game anyway. So it just depends on what way you want to kind of do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work away on getting these fields done and getting the crop in. There's nothing else I can do in this month. Contracts are done. There'll be a little bit of product to sell at the end of the month. And I'll do that as well. And I will update you when the fields are done. I'll probably bring it back in for the start of it, or part of it, getting the carrots in, but I definitely won't be keeping you in for too much of it, because it's going to take quite a bit of time in real time to actually get through it. But for now, I'll just get busy getting these cultivated, and then I already have bought the planter. It's in the shed. That's why my money's gone down. It was 12.5 grand, so that's why we dropped down. We were on 84 and we're gone down to 72, but that's the reason behind it. It's time for me to shut up and get on with the work and get this done. Field number 4 out of 4, have the other 3 done. Down here 103, 112 and 66 all sown. We're on this one now. If I could ever find my way back, there we go. Yeah, it's taking a bit of time. It's slow going doing them. I couldn't afford to take the bigger planter. It's 55 grand, so this was 12.5, a little bit of a difference. Yeah, I know I'm giving myself a headache when it comes to harvesting them, but like, the reward should be good on it, and there won't be much work to be done in November anyway, so it might as well. We can double, first time being able to really double crop, and happy enough now that I got them done. I need to fertilise them, that's the only thing. I did spread the lime, so they're okay for lime. Just to get the fertilisation done once we have the crop in the ground. And I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to work away, get it all done. Thankfully, there's no rolling on this end. It won't take too long now. Well, given the amount of time I spent doing the rest, what's left here is minimal in comparison. So I'm going to work away, get this finished, get the fertilisation done. And then I'll just look after the animals when we move to July the 3rd. And the usual, probably won't sell the product. We'll hang on to it until we hit the 1st of August, and then I'll sell it then the next episode. So with that in mind, we're going to finish this one here. I was not anticipating putting carrots in this. It was the furthest thing from my mind until I looked at the crop rotations I have done for the fields and realised that all 4 fields had no crop to go into them until next spring. And that got me thinking, do we do Oilseed Radish again? And I just looked at the crop calendar, saying the only thing we put in was carrots, and I dismissed it at the start and thought, no way, not putting in 4 fields worth of carrots. But you know what? It's a challenge. In more ways than one. It's a challenge, triple threat challenge, and it's a challenge to do the 4 fields of carrots. 1 in 3 day months, so it won't be a problem getting them out of the ground. What's in the pipeline for the next couple of episodes? We have our flax is going to be ready, and then our millet after that. We've 2 or 3 millet fields. I think it's 3 millet fields we have. Other than that, we're not going to have a lot to do crop wise. Our grass will come around again in another 3 months. That'll be August, September, October. The grass should be ready again, so we'll probably make hay again out of that. Just basically looking after the animals, keeping the money flowing in. And there's not going to be much work on our own farm like the next 2 months anyway. I think there's just the flax field is the only one that's ready next month. Then I think we'd wait another 2 months before the millet will be ready, and then we'll have the carrots out of these fields then the following month after that. But it's good progress being made. And as I said, the target is to have the 250 in the bank on January the 1st. And if we get the right result, we'll just pay off the debt. Be done with it. Anyway, episode number 21 from Walla Zabawiska, or Zabawiska, which I'd love to know exactly what way to pronounce it. Triple threat challenge going really well. Our own little sub-challenge going really well on it too with our millet fields, and we've a load of grain in the grain mill producing flour. Now I know I could hang on until the top of the market for flour will probably be January. Look at flour, it is January. I know I could hang on until January. If you look at it there, even the little bit we have now, we have 11,000 litres. It's worth 6,700 now, but it'd be worth 9,600, so it's worth $3,000 more. You know what? Maybe this time, if we don't need it, we might hang on to it and just take that big extra bonus, because the flour won't go off anyway where it is. It'll store it anyway. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So okay, we're done. We're finished. Until the next episode, all that's left for me to do is say thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you're enjoying the challenge and you're following along. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button to follow on, and follow the other couple of series we're doing at the moment. And until next time, all that's left for me to do is to say goodbye for now. Until then, bye bye.